Morning everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison. Today we're going to be going over the markets in general, look at the Bitcoin price falling down. We'll look at Pundi X, what they've kind of released today on Medium. A lot of people might not think it's much at all, but it's a big deal actually. But I expect they're going to be releasing more news today as well with regards to kind of airdrops and things like that, what they're going to be doing going forward. So I think there's a lot more to come from Pundi X. So we'll be looking at that as well and just looking at a few news items as well. So I'm just going to see if we're live or not just now, see who's in the house. Who's in the house? We've got a few people. I don't expect a lot of people to be on because it's such a down market. A lot of people don't like looking at the markets and don't come on the live. So I'm just going to check. Yes, we are live. Excellent. So I'll just go over to the chat. Yeah, there's not a lot of people in just now. Rob UK, one of our brown admins, is in the house. Welcome to you. Atif Mahmood is in the house. Welcome to you. Chris Noble is in. Stephen King. Kim O'Brien, another brown admin. Ad Verhagen. Mike D, another brown admin. Hope you enjoyed your birthday yesterday, Mike. Charles Timmons. John Warburton. JC Standard. Jeff Kobe. Mitch Dieter is in the house as well. So welcome to you, everybody. Crush the likes if you like this channel. If you like the videos in the morning, if you like coffee with me in the morning, crush the likes. It's going to help the channel. Channel's not grown much, as I said, but we're nearly up to 3,000, which is not bad. Andreas Mollenhoff is in the house. Welcome to you. I don't think I've seen your name before, Andreas, but welcome to you. Good to have you here. Okay, so we'll take a look at the markets overall. Markets are dire at the moment. Okay. So we have 232 billion market capitalization, which is down, which is wiped off about $23 billion worth of trading over the last 24 hours. And Bitcoin dominance is back up to 48.5%. Bitcoin itself is down to 6,562, but did go down lower than that to about 6,350 or something like that. So not looking good, and there's only a small percentage of coins on the up. So who's on the up? Aurora coin is up just now, and Pundi X is up. Tether with discount, so 2% of the top 100 just now are in the green. So 98% are in the red. Who's the kind of losers? Loopring 19% down. BitShares, Komodo, Ethereum Classic. I think that represents a brilliant opportunity to get back into Ethereum Classic. I think that's going to do big things for the end of the year, so it could be a good opportunity to get back in there. EOS, XRP, Decred, Dropel, Nano, Zalika, Siacoin, Archain, Verge, Mithril, Eternity, VeChain, Walton Chain, all down in double figures. In fact, most down, about 40% are down into double figure red. Today we'll go to the next 100. I would imagine that's roughly the same. 72% SR coin, never heard of SR coin. That's up 72%, 0.6%. Just now it's up. Namecoin, All Sports, BitCNY, Loyalcoin, and Gennaro Network. Dignity is up. A lot of people were in Dignity, talking about Dignity. So that's up 0.13%. I think that's climbed. I was in Dignity and I kind of spoke about it as well, but I'm out of Dignity. I have been for a while, but I know a lot of people are, so that's good news. That's kind of on the up. They're expecting big things for Dignity, but I don't know the latest news. Bread is up as well. Who's the biggest losers in the next 100? Blocknet, Medishares, Poet down 15%. UBQ is down. Ethos, Kickcoin, Nucleus Vision is down as well. Electronium, Dynamic, Loom, Time Newbank, Dragon Chain is down again to 18 cents. Scrido Info. So most of the alts are in the red. Bitcoin is in the red. Everybody's in the red just now, unless you've been shorting Bitcoin. You can short Bitcoin on BitMEX or OKX or something like that, so you can definitely short it, and it's something I'm leaning towards more and more. Looking to short kind of Bitcoin. I've always been a kind of long trader and going on the long side, But with the likes of BitMEX and the likes of OKX, I think BitMEX might be a better kind of option. But OKX do it as well, and a few other kind of exchanges allow you to short. And you can leverage short as well. We were talking about that this morning in the kind of admin group, talking about leveraging. And it can be extremely risky when you're leverage trading. So basically, if you've got one Bitcoin and you want to leverage that, you can 10x leverage it. So instead of trading with one Bitcoin, you're trading with 10 Bitcoin. And if you go short and it goes and it does, the price does fall down, then obviously you can make a lot more. So it's like you're almost trading with 10 Bitcoin. Well, you are kind of trading with 10 Bitcoin. But if the price goes against you, obviously you're going to get liquidated or stopped out if you've got a stop loss on there as well. But something I'm leaning towards more and more, because I know kind of more about the kind of charting and just a simple charting system. And looking at Bitcoin, looking at a simple charting system, you could have kind of traded on the 15-minute chart quite easily, and kind of done a bit of leverage trading, or even just going short with your one Bitcoin. You don't need to leverage it, and going short could have made a lot more money than actually holding as well. So if we think about it, shorting and kind of going long, or just going long all the time, doesn't really make sense, because the market has fell since January, February time. So most of us have kind of hodled a lot. I know I've kind of hodled, but I've started trading now, but most of us have kind of hodled and lost about 70 to 90% of the kind of value of a portfolio since January, February. So why not kind of look at going short on Bitcoin when it's Bitcoin? If we kind of went short on Bitcoin from $20,000 down to $6,000, obviously we could have made a lot of money, even if we didn't leverage trade. But if we were using leveraging, we could do that as well. But very, very, very risky. So I'm not going into it lightly, and I have been looking at it for a couple of weeks now, but I've just not pulled the trigger yet at the moment. Just go to the comments, see who else is in the house. Azumi, Hong Kong. But my Pundi went up finally. Yes, Pundi is going up. We'll be looking at Pundi X. Charles Timmons, has Pundi X left Bancor? Do I need to move my balance to, say, Binance to get the airdrops? No, because it's in your wallet. If you've had it on Bancor previously, Bancor doesn't hold your coins. Bancor is just like a wallet. So you've created an Ethereum wallet basically on Bancor. So it's just like having your own what is your own wallet basically. So you're still going to get the airdrops. And you can move it, if you want to trade it, you can move it over to Binance from your wallet, but you don't need to do anything. So I don't know what's happened with Bancor. Hey Mike D, did you confirm the max balance 7.5k on the YRX card, Steve? No, Mike, we were talking about this the other day, and Mike had noticed with the YRX card, which I've spoken about last week, you can put your kind of Bitcoin into that, and you can put money into it just like a normal bank account. You can use it going abroad, stuff like that. It's a lot cheaper. So it could be good for kind of trading as well on your YRX card. But Mike had noticed in the kind of small print that you're only allowed £7,500 on your card. But I didn't actually confirm that, Mike. I just kind of took your word for it that you'd kind of looked at that. But so I didn't know that. So I've not looked into it myself. Kukla is in. Good morning to you. Stephen McAlpine, morning to you. Monica, good morning. Gethin Davis, good, welcome back. Guess Pundi's pump yesterday was due to my first POS units being shipped out. Or due to first POS units being shipped out. No, I think it was because of the news today. A lot of people are expecting news today. Expecting good news today. So I think a lot of people were kind of expecting that, and that's why it pumped up to about 36 Satoshi. It's now 32 Satoshi, but we'll talk a wee bit more about that as well. SR coin in 2 to 3 days, already up a few %. Don't know SR coin, Azumi. Are you into that just now? Mac Pong, good morning. I lost my 80% from yesterday, invested 25% of my total account on OST, put all on key. After that, boom, down, so back to 0%. Yeah, it's good to put stop losses in. This is why stop losses are good to put in. Marcus Jafari is in the house. Mark Innes, thank God for Pundi. Yeah, Pundi is the only one that that I'm not down on, or one of the only one. What else am I not down on? Yeah, there's a lot that's kind of down, obviously. Honest Crypto Johnny's in the house as well. Welcome to you. Okay, so we'll look at Pundi X. See where Pundi X is doing. We'll just kind of move this over. We'll see what Bitcoin price is doing just now. It's went back up a wee bit. USDT 6509. So it did get to as low as 6394. It was. This is going slow. 6394, 6390. So it's kind of gone up a wee bit. So I want these kind of turning green again. But we could fall, make no mistake, looking at the charts, you would not kind of go long on Bitcoin just now. If you're looking at the 1 hour charts, we'll take a look at the 6 hour charts. Yeah, you wouldn't go long on the 6 hour charts either. And the 1 day charts, you definitely wouldn't go long on the 1 day charts. But this is what I mean by kind of if you were just to trade Bitcoin and kind of going short and long, you could use literally the kind of 1 hour chart, and every time the 725 crosses over, down or up, that's when to trade it. So here we could have gone at 6953, and you could have got out if it once it crossed over at 7010 or something like that, which is not much, but you could have got out at the top of 7150 and kind of went short when it crossed over down here at 7,000 and went short, and you'd have got about $400 kind of on a short for that as well. That's just one Bitcoin. So if you had one Bitcoin, you went short, you'd make $400. But if you 10x that or 50x that, you've got 50 times the price, but 50 times the kind of risk as well. So I'm seriously looking into opening. Well, I've got a BitMEX account, I've just not actually traded on it. So I want to learn as much as possible about how to use it properly. And if I do, then obviously I'll kind of share that with you as well, because there's just so much opportunity to short the likes of Bitcoin and other coins as well. Ethereum, you can short as well. You can short all the big ones, and you could have made a lot more money rather than just holding your coins just now. So I'm definitely looking at that, because it might still go down further from here. Hopefully it stays above $6,000 for that, but we know with the likes of kind of Tone Vase and people like that, it's going down to $1,000. You never know, it might one day might be proved right, Tone Vase, but he's been saying that for the last year or something, but it might be proved right one of these days and he'll be hailed as a hero. So I don't know, I'm just very kind of still optimistic, and hopefully it holds above this $6,000 at least, but it might go kind of lower from here. Go back to chat. MacPawn, I will get TRX under 0.026. RC's in the house, IO, Pundi X. Okay, so take a look at Pundi X as well, because that's been good. In fact, we'll take a look at it on Binance, because I want to see the order books on Binance. Okay, this is Ethereum Classic. I think this represents a good opportunity to kind of get back into Ethereum Classic. So a lot of us made about 15 to 20% yesterday and the day before on Ethereum Classic. So that was good that we made that just before it kind of Bitcoin price crashed, which took all the other alts with it as well. But it could be a really good opportunity to get in here and actually trade it from here as well. But keep a close eye on the Bitcoin price if you're going to do that, and set a very tight stop loss as well. I'd do kind of only 3 or 4% if you're trading in this kind of market. I don't think I'd be trading in this market unless I've seen a real sign. I did see a good one this morning, but obviously I wouldn't trade it, but I'm just going to look at it just now. OMG looked actually good. Yeah, it's coming back down now. So 75,000, it did cross over there, but OMG it did look good. On the 1 day chart, looks terrible. 4 hour chart looks much better obviously. So 71,000 up to 80,000, so a good 7% there. Get rid of these. So we made lots of calls in the premium group yesterday because of Bitcoin price was obviously stable around about $7,000, but then the arse fell out of it, so that's why all the coins kind of went down, which is not good. I'll go to Binance, see who's tops on Binance. Bread is kind of tops just now. That's still going up just now. So if you're into BRD, that'd have been a good call from 4,777, which is good. That's on a 4-hour chart, like on the 1-day chart. So still, if you kind of take a macro view of a lot of the coins that are kind of going up, and you think, my God, that's kind of shot up big time. If you just kind of look at that, or looked at the kind of hourly chart, you think, oh, it's shot up big time. But if you take a macro view and see where it is on a macro level, you can see this might still have a lot more to go. Not just bread, but a lot of the other tokens as well. NPXS. So if we take a macro view of PundiX, that's just on Binance, so it's not a good representation because it's just recently came on to Binance back in June. So we can see we're just crossing over the 15 EMA here, and this is using Heikin-Ashi. No, that's the 7 MA. It's just crossing over. So on the daily chart, it doesn't look fantastic. But obviously, on the hourly chart, it crossed over at 28 Satoshi, and we're still in 32 Satoshi. Okay, so where are we with the order book just now? So I like to look at the order book on Pundi X. So 3132 order book. So we've got a buy wall, 103 million tokens, 32 Bitcoin. We've got a sell wall 32 for 32 million tokens, which is 10 Bitcoin. So 3 to 1. So it looks like we could go to 32, 33, but I reckon we're going to go a lot higher than that before kind of the end of the year. I think we're going to be at least 100 Satoshi for Pundi X. So what I'm going to do just now, instead of trading, which is not a good time to trade, I'm going to stay in Pundi X at the moment. I think there's going to be more good news coming out from them. I think they'll hopefully release more kind of articles on Medium. But this is the article they shared today. This is the road ahead, and this is from Zach Chi. And he's talking about kind of scalability really here. Scalability and speed. And obviously that's what Pundi X are looking to do, because obviously using the XPOS machines and the point of sale machines, they're using each point of sale machine as a node, basically. But they want to do sharding as well to reduce the time that it takes for transactions to go through. So sharding, basically, if you think about blockchain just now, if we think about it as a kind of ledger, and if we think about it almost like a kind of database. So what sharding does, instead of taking one block and all the information on that block from the database, it's going to just take a little bit of the information from the database and kind of put that through, instead of kind of downloading the full information from that one block on the database. So it's just going to take a shard of that, basically, and that's what's going to kind of speed it up. But if the more nodes you've got, there's going to be less speed. Again, this is why Ethereum is so slow at 10 to 20 transactions per second. But what Pundi X are looking to do is go up to maybe kind of 10x what Visa and MasterCard are doing at 200,000 transactions per second, and they're trying to use kind of sharding to do this. They're looking to use sharding to do this. I hope that explains that a wee bit kind of better. That's the only kind of analogy I can think of in my head that kind of explains sharding and why it's going to speed up things. But with the nodes as well, if they've got 100,000 nodes, obviously it's going to take a lot longer, and the 100,000 nodes would come from the XPOS machines, the point of sale machines. So if they've got 100,000 nodes, it's going to be a lot longer for the transactions to go through, because every kind of node has to verify the transaction. But what they're looking to do is just take maybe a fraction of all the nodes to verify the transaction, instead of letting 100,000 kind of nodes make the transactions or verify the transactions. So they're just going to take a fraction of that plus sharding, which is going to speed up the whole kind of process a lot quicker. So this is how they're going to get to 200,000 transactions per second. Well, that's what they're looking to do. So he's talking about the kind of 10x factor here, 10x for speed, kind of 10x for scalability and 10x for openness, 10x for consensus as well. Obviously consensus is really important as well. And he's talking about a consensus process cannot always be in the select hands of a few. Of all the 100,000 XPOS we have in City of Z, I take it he's talking about kind of City of Zion, kind of Matrix kind of talk as well, just like Neo do as well. So what they're going to do is kind of randomly choose, say, 1% of the nodes. So instead of 100,000, they'll just have like 1,000 of them that is going to verify the transactions, which will speed things up. And so that was the update today. Everybody was expecting a lot more, but I think there's going to be more coming throughout the day, because we need to talk about the airdrops. If we go back to the last one for Pundi X and what he was kind of speaking about, he said in the last kind of update, on the 8th of August, we plan to share more details on the new infrastructure, which they've not shared yet. So they've just shared his vision. That's what he's done. Zach has shared his vision. So they've not shared more details as of yet. And how we can re-engineer and fuel a decentralized world and how the world can be changed. With this new development, we will also be able to take the opportunity to revisit our monthly unlock token mechanism. Stay tuned. So they've not released details on that yet. So expect more from Pundi X this afternoon, and I still expect the price to go up. Even in this down market just now with the BTC down and the whole market being down, Pundi X I still expect that to go up just now. So we're down to 30 million until we get to the next kind of level just now. So I'm extremely bullish, more bullish every day. And the more I read from Zach, the more I read from the kind of Pundi X team, what they're doing, and we've seen the unboxing. If you didn't see the unboxing of the kind of point of sale machines, then it's kind of like Apple. You know, when you get a kind of an iPhone from Apple or an iPod or something from Apple, they've got this beautiful packaging. They've got everything set up beautifully. You kind of unbox it and it just looks so much so that you want to keep the box. Same with the kind of Galaxy. When I got the Galaxy S8 as well, you just want to kind of keep the box because it's so nice. That all makes a difference. That all psychologically, that makes a huge difference when you're buying things. And this is why a lot of people like Apple, because of the kind of presentation, everything else they've got going on as well. And Pundi X are kind of going down that route as well, and I think it's good. And with this latest update, I think he's got a grander vision than just thinking about the price just now at 30 Satoshi, because he knows it's going to be a lot higher in 1 year, 2 year, 3 years time. So they're focusing on the product, they're focusing on the people, they're focusing on the kind of scalability of it, and they're thinking of the bigger picture. So not thinking of today. We tend to think of today because we're traders, but if we're looking at the longer term, this is going to be worth a lot more. So I expect more news to come out from Pundi X today from Zach and the team. So we need to wait and see what they bring out. Peter J is in the house. Welcome to you. SRN at 35 times lower than it is high. Wow, what a great opportunity to make money when the Finny comes out. Yes, so I think a lot of tokens, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to make a lot of money. Peter J, I like the idea of the BABB survey. They're getting ready to fly. Yeah, I've seen the BABB survey. So BABB came out with a kind of video yesterday asking about a survey. And it's something that I didn't kind of expect them to do. So they're talking about kind of merchants. They're really looking at merchants and seeing how they can looking at, this is what it sounds like to me. I'm just going to see if I can find a video for you. So we'll look at BABB YouTube. That's the vision. Look at BABB. So the latest video, BABB needs your opinion. So the survey, which I actually took yesterday as well. Okay, answers. You've already taken a survey, so it's not going to let me do it. But basically it's asking kind of questions from a merchant's point of view. So it's looking to integrate it as a point of sale kind of machine almost, or a point of sale app kind of. That's what it sounds like to me with this survey. So I said I was kind of using kind of PayPal because I was doing online business, and obviously I've got a big online business, and I use PayPal for that, and Stripe, and kind of other kind of services as well. But I think they're talking about point of sale machines for merchants, for shops, maybe not just online as well. So it could be something they're going into from this survey. That's certainly what it looks like as well. So I thought that was interesting yesterday. Where are BABB on the crowd sale? We know they've got the kind of crowd sale done. So they're £16,000 over the crowd sale, and I think they're just going to leave it open just now as well, which is good. So we can expect a lot more from BABB as well. And if we look at KuCoin as well, I noticed this morning, which is good. They've got a kind of buy wall for 20 million BABB tokens. This was down about to 3 million or something. So they've got a buy wall there at 20 million, but the next kind of part of it is 3 million at 9 Satoshi, 1 million. So it's still a bit precarious just now. Somebody could really go in and do some damage there if they wanted to. And they've got sell walls at 9 million, 12 million, sorry, 9 million for 11 Satoshi, 6 million for 12 Satoshi, 12 million for 13 Satoshi. So that's just on KuCoin. Obviously KuCoin's just a third of what Bancor does for them. So that's with BABB just now. So that's definitely a long-term play. So that's why I don't look at it every single day. Actually, I'll probably do just to check on it. So what's the principle of leveraging when you short one BTC with 10x? I mean, when it's going against you, you lose only what you put in the first place, but quicker because of that 10x. So you lose 10x. Yeah, you lose quicker. What you can do, Rob, you can still put a stop loss in. So you could put a stop loss in to say, okay, I only want to risk about 20% of my one Bitcoin, and you want to risk that, and then that might be your stop loss. So because it's 10x, obviously you might get stopped out a lot quicker than that. But if it's going down and the price is going down, it keeps on going down, obviously you're going to make a shitload more money than you could if you were just using the one Bitcoin. So if you think about it, if Bitcoin is $7,000 and you've got one Bitcoin and you short it, you've only got one Bitcoin in, you're not leveraging it, and you short it and it goes down by $1,000 to $6,000, and then you close that position, you've made $1,000. Now, if you leverage it and you've got one Bitcoin and you 50 times leverage it and it goes down that $1,000, you've got $50,000 instead of that $1,000. But if it goes against you, you're going to get stopped out kind of a lot quicker as well, and you're going to lose that kind of one Bitcoin or the kind of stop loss you've set it at as well. So bigger risk, but bigger gains possibly as well. MacPawn, what about BNB? BNB, we'll just see what they're doing just now. So they're down as well to 191,000 Satoshi. They did get as high as 198,000. This is on a 1 hour chart. So they're usually good when Bitcoin goes down. BNB usually kind of goes up, but they've come down with it as well. Only to be expected. A lot of people will be taking profits out from BNB over the last kind of couple of days trading. If you look at this, this is just on a big kind of upswing just now. So it's only natural that people are going to take profits, but I still expect BNB to go up longer term and shorter term as well. So I need to wait and see. I think BNB is a fantastic one to hold if you're holding it. Chris Noble, Pundi X just pinned message on Telegram to vote for new token airdrop. I need to have a wee look at that. And just see. Just going to have a wee look just to see what they pinned. Right, so 1 second. So this has just came out. Thanks for that. This has just came out. Dear pundits, you've asked and we've listened. Many of our NPXS holders have suggested a change to the current methodology of releasing monthly unlocked tokens. Suggestions for improvement lean towards favouring long-term holders, including taking several random snapshots of distributing unlocked tokens according to the length people have held Pundi X tokens. With the development of a next generation platform, we are able to revisit the mechanism and make changes based on your suggestions after consulting external, internal legal opinions. Okay, so after diving into technicalities, we've come up with options for changes that can be made within our current structure. So the options. Our new proposal is to unlock 7.316% of the total NPX based on a daily weighted average basis below. The lowest amount of NPXS tokens of the month times 10%, the daily average amount, the rest of the holding times 90%. So you've got 2,000 tokens, assuming you'll sell 1,000 on August 15th and buy 1,000 on August 30th. There are only 2 NPX transactions. The base of the monthly unlock token you receive for August will be calculated 1,000 times 10%, 2,000 times 14 days, 1,000. The unlocked tokens you receive will be around about 108. Right. So they're given a few examples there. So this has literally just been released. So I thought they might do something else instead of doing the kind of airdrops, the monthly airdrops. I think it'd be good if they just burned what they could potentially give out over the next kind of few years, and just burned those tokens, which would be about 50 billion plus tokens. That'd be better if they'd done that for the price of it. So that's just came out just now. So thanks for that. I really appreciate that. That was Chris Noble. Thanks, Chris. IT Financial, good morning to you. Honest Crypto Journey, just bought a lot of kin at 164, seems to cycle about this level up to 234 and back down again. Hoping this cycle will continue. Yeah, the banker cycle has always been a good one in the past, and that's what we were working with to begin with, and it always worked. Not always, but it worked a lot of the time using the banker cycle. So I thought that was, think that's quite good. And if you're back into kin at 164, I think that's a good price to get in on that. Mark Pollen, BTC has gone down under 6,000. I'm out of this. I think a lot of people will be out, and I think BTC USDT 6,470 just now. So it's going down all the time. Nightmare. Wolf Ontology did a 15% pump during a crash. Yeah, I seen that. Then it came back down. And Guilty Pleasure, too dangerous 50 times in my opinion. Yes, I think so. It would be dangerous. Unless you were kind of almost certain, which you can't be in crypto, that was going to go down. So you could make a lot of money from it. King Able Crypto, I see, we recommend an extremely high level of caution when approaching BitMEX. The manipulation on there is beyond anything I've seen in BTC so far. Yeah, somebody else was talking about that as well. It's as if there are whales opposite to normal TA, knowing smaller fish are using TA. Very easy to be stopped out, liquidated, and from experience it can happen quicker than you react. Yeah, it'd be a bit of a nightmare, but I'm looking at it. I might kind of look at OKX as well. But I'm looking at it. I want to obviously protect the portfolio, and this market going down, it's just going down all the time. So that's why I'm looking at it. David Schwartz, hello, did I miss much? No, you didn't miss much. We're talking about Pundi X and the kind of markets overall. Azumi, I thought they also burned coins with the point of sale device, because this month they burned about 500 million coins. Yeah, they're burning about 500 million tokens, which is not a lot compared to what they've got. If you think about how many tokens they've got in total supply, it's about 200 billion or something like that. 280 billion total supply. Circulating supply is 98 billion. So obviously the token burns are going to help in the long run. And the more point of sale machines they use as well, obviously the transactions, they're going to burn a percentage of that as well, which is going to help in the long run, definitely. So I thought they might have done a kind of token burn instead of doing the airdrops. I thought that might have been a better idea, but I don't know from a legality point of view if they could do that or not. I wouldn't imagine so. So basically with the airdrops, it's been used from the total supply and it's been kind of put into the circulating supply. That's what happens with the airdrops. So if there's about 7 billion a month, so if you think about the circulating supply is 98 billion, the release kind of another 7% of the to the token holders, 7.3%. So it goes up by about 7% the circulating supply each month. That's really kind of what's happening. It goes up by about 7% at this kind of level just now. So that's what happens with the kind of airdrop. Despicable Wombat, greetings. I see my favourite colour red is in play again. Yes, because the market's red, the colour of the kind of front page is red as well. JC Standard, looks like the market cap is the lowest it's been this year, 230 billion. I'll just have a wee look at 229 billion it is just now. So on year to date, what's the lowest it's been? 271. Yeah, it does. I think this is the lowest it's been this year. So 229. Yep. It's official. It's the lowest it's been this year. All year. What's the highest it's been? 828 billion. Those kind of days are long gone at the moment. So it looks as if it is the lowest it has been. Wow. King Abo, thanks for the warm welcome to the admin team, everyone. We'll try our best to be up to the current quality. Yes, we've got a new kind of member to the admin team. I didn't actually realise that was yourself, King Abo. Crypto. Well, I thought it was when I seen your name there. So we've got a new member to the admin team, Jim Bob. His name is on Telegram. So welcome to the admin team, Jim Bob. Big congratulations to you. And we're kind of doing something with the calls that we've started to implement, and we're working with the whole admin team. We're working with kind of Jim Bob and I to work out a kind of system for doing that. We started it yesterday, and then bloody BTC kind of tanked. The arse fell out of BTC, that kind of scuppered things. So there probably won't be any calls today because I think it's not a good trading day today at all. But if we see opportunities, we'll still post them. So myself, Mike, and Jim Bob are going to be posting them. And somebody noticed in the group yesterday about the little pictures that we have. Wait a second, I'll just see if we have wee pictures on the calls at the bottom right hand side, and somebody noticed that within about 3 hours. I thought it was being clever. It was just to keep an eye on who was making the calls. So we had different animal kind of pictures, but somebody kind of spotted it within a couple of hours of doing it. So that does denote who's actually making the calls. So I thought that was quite funny yesterday. Mike D, on behalf of the CYT community, thanks for staying with us daily, Steve. A lot of YouTubers disappear in a bear market, and you're always there with positivity. Many thanks, mate. My pleasure. And I have to admit, Mike, when I see the market sometimes, I thought, geez, I'm not going to do a live today. Because it's hard staying positive all the time. It's hard finding positive news when everything is going in the red. But I always manage to do it, always manage to find something positive and keep a wee smiley face on. But there is always something positive. You just have to look for it. It's easy to look for the negative in life. In crypto, it's very easy to look for the negative because it's there. It's harder to look at the positive sides, and I think that applies to life as well, not just in crypto. But it can be hard, it can be tough sometimes. But thanks for that, I appreciate that, Mike. Azumi, yeah, that's true, but the true holders of the new airdrop is better because normally people come in 3 hours before the end of the month and they buy big, and 1 minute after 12 they sell all. Yeah, that's right. Davey Stewie, another brilliant admin, is in the house. Good day, everyone. Better late than never. It's good to have you, mate. Mac Paulin, thanks for the lovely stream as usual. Thank you, Mac. And hopefully, I don't know if anybody is able to test this just now, but hopefully you can go back just now, because when it's live streaming, for the last couple of weeks, I think you weren't able to go back. You can only watch it from that point. But Rob was talking about it yesterday as well. So Rob, hopefully they fixed that as well. But it was me. It wasn't YouTube. It was a setting. I had the DVR settings set wrong, or it had changed for some reason. But now I've set it up again. So hopefully you're able to stream back, or you can go back from the beginning from the stream as well if you want. Rob Taylor, the people that make it through this market and stay level-headed are the same people that have what it takes to be successful in crypto long-term. Remember, markets don't stay down forever. Gut it out. Yeah, I think what it is, Rob, as well, a lot of people have been gutting it out for the last 8 months now, and that's what's kind of getting a lot of people, and that's a lot of people are just going, right, had enough. So this latest fall is going to take out a lot of people as well, and they're just going to say, right, had enough. And whether that's been orchestrated or not is a different story altogether, with conspiracy theorists and stuff like that. That could be being orchestrated, where a lot of people just go, right, I've had enough. Because you get high when it goes up by $500, $1,000, and you think, okay, this is a big kind of bull run, and then it drops again. And there's only so much of that you can take before people actually say, right, that's it, I'm out of crypto. So it could be being orchestrated, it could be an orchestrated thing as well, but that's my kind of conspiracy theory head on just now. But there is only so much you can take of that. And it's like when you get up in the morning, you see it down $500, you go, oh shit, here we go again. So, but we know long term that we're still going to be here this time next year. Blockchain is going to be here. It's moving on all the time, and we're still going to get some great companies. I don't think we're going to have as many as 6,000 tokens out there like we do just now, but we know if we've got good projects, we're going to be safe eventually. But it can be tough. Chardan, I'm still here, LOL. Excellent, Chardan, good to see you here today and being in the crypto market still there. Mixer Oz, hi Steve. Abdo, hi all. Honest Crypto Journey, do you think the current BTC price is a reflection on the SEC's announcement? The ETF decision will not now be until September. We kind of knew that anyway, because that came out last week. There wasn't going to be till September, but the news about September the 30th, it might have. I don't think it's just the news. This is where I think orchestration is coming in, but I don't know. I think they're going to pin it on that. I think they're going to pin it on the SEC's decision to extend it until September the 30th. And it'll probably be, they won't even give an answer then, probably as well. But I think it's going to be pinned on that, but I don't necessarily believe that's just it. I think it's just being orchestrated just now. Yep, live rewind is working fine, Steve. Excellent, thanks for that. Rob UK, yes, all fixed now, thank you, Steve. Brilliant, so we're sorted. Okay, we'll take a very quick look at some news, and I didn't check it. So Coinbase increases daily crypto purchase limit to 25k. Coinbase Pro adds support for ETC. So this is just talking about Coinbase again. I'll put the links up to this after it's finished, but the limit is increased to 25k per day, which is good if you're looking to kind of get out for 25k. Crypto market decline continues amidst SEC decision to extend Bitcoin ETF ruling. So this is what the news kind of outlets are going to pin the market crash on, which is the SEC decision to extend that to September the 30th. Just very quickly go over these. Dubai continues its embrace of blockchain technology. Thought this was interesting. So the Dubai government is embracing change by implementing blockchain technology into some of its most vital departments. Kind of spoke about this last month, I think. And the latest to begin implementing this technology is an international court based in Dubai. The court plans to launch what it has dubbed as the Court of the Blockchain, a platform that will streamline legal operations using blockchain technology and smart contracts. See, for me, this all goes to say Bitcoin is here to stay, blockchain is here to stay, cryptocurrencies is here to stay. Not all crypto projects are here to stay, but I believe the good ones are, and that's what we're trying to figure out. What are the good ones? What are the ones that we're just going to use for trading? What are the ones for the long term? What are the ones for the short term? Is what we're trying to figure out. But the underlying technology is being used, which is fantastic, and is coming more and more into the mainstream. And blockchain is synonymous with cryptocurrencies just now. But in the future, it's not just going to be used for cryptocurrencies, but cryptocurrencies brought it in to the media and brought it into the kind of world. And I think because of that, is here to stay. And the mainstream kind of underlying technology is kind of being adopted as well, which is brilliant news. Washington DC and members of Congress have become more accepting of Bitcoin industry. We've kind of looked at that already. So cryptocurrency tokens like Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum are currently gaining greater acceptance in Washington DC, as Bob Goodlatte, the chair of the House Judiciary Committee, currently holds between 17,000 and 80,000 in cryptocurrencies. So again, politicians, who cares about politicians, but they're kind of starting to hold it, and some big names like this are holding it, which again, it's just, for me, it's just an acceptance in the mainstream of kind of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general. So I don't really care about politicians who hold it, it's just they're in the kind of media and they're in the mainstream, and it just looks better for kind of cryptocurrencies. Yeah, this is another news story about the SEC kind of delay, and they're kind of blaming the kind of Bitcoin dump on that. Missed that, sorry, we failed, try refreshing. So that fast minute new crypto is on the rise. That's not coming up. Okay, so that's a couple of news stories. I'll put them out so you can read them in full if you want to do that. King Able Bitmain building data center in Texas is good news in my eyes. Can only see them expanding there if they know US is future friendly for crypto. Yeah, that's the story with them kind of Bitmain. Kind of data center as well. I think they're doing big things. Bitmain, I think they're going to be doing big things later on. There's a couple of news stories came out in the last couple of weeks about them as well. Dazza Booth, keep up the good work, Steve. I have learned a lot from these videos. BABB all the way. Yes, thanks very much, Dazza Booth. Yeah, BABB, I think long term, it's a long term hold. We're waiting for these banking licenses as well, and more news coming out. But that was curious yesterday, that video. I was kind of curious about that, and maybe it going to maybe having kind of point of sale machines or point of sale apps or something like that. So they could be moving in another direction. Maybe that was a plan all along. I can't remember. I didn't focus on that. I can't remember them doing something like that as well. Bones 420 sounds like no ETFs till next year, and lock paying yet to come this year. But as you say, future for BTC is big. Yes, it is big. And I honestly think there's going to be an ETF this year. Well, no, not an ETF this year. I think they're going to allow an ETF for this year, the SEC. Not necessarily on September the 30th, but I think there's just going to be more good news. So I think it's going to be for the end of the year, before the end of the year, that it's going to be announced that an ETF will go through and they will be allowed to kind of trade it. And that's just going to open up so many doors, and that could be the start of the kind of big bull run. But how many months have we been saying this as well? This could be the start of the bull run. This could be the start of the bull run. So we just need to wait and see, and just take it day by day, week by week, and see what happens. But we know, like you said, in the long run, we're going to be cool. We're going to be fine. And Peter House, what I don't get is why more people aren't trading crypto now anyway, despite waiting for ETFs. There's money to be made while we wait. The market can thrive in the meantime. It can totally thrive, and that's what I don't understand as well. Why we're just waiting on this ETF decision. Because there are trading opportunities. We've kind of shown that in the group about trading. Hodling is not the way just now. Hodling is definitely not the way just now. I think if you've got a good project and you're long term in something, I think you can hodl as well. But to make more money, instead of watching the kind of markets go down and down and down, this is where we kind of use trading to get into kind of trading techniques and kind of learn the trading techniques. It can be simple. We've kind of shown a simple way that can work. Obviously, when Bitcoin goes down, obviously all the calls we made yesterday are down because Bitcoin has just kind of crashed. Then obviously in a market like that, it doesn't work. But then when you're looking at coming back up or kind of stabilizing, that's when trading is going to work. And that's where I think trading Bitcoin, going short and going long, because we're not really traders unless we're going short and long as well. If you're kind of constantly going long, are you classed as a trader? Because a trader does have no emotional ties to what they're trading. So am I a trader? I probably wouldn't call myself a trader, because all I do is look at kind of positions to go long in, to buy into, and I'm not shorting. That's probably because of the technology, and I don't kind of use kind of the technology to actually short as well. So it's more difficult to actually short as well, and you have to know a little bit more to do that. And there's a little bit kind of my kind of position is to normally go long, but I'm looking to kind of go short and go long and just kind of go and trade Bitcoin as well. Kenyibo, back to information could be the best news crypto space has had for 12 months. Yeah, that's a kind of offshoot of the New York Stock Exchange, the BABB that they're talking about. So it could be good news. We'll just need to wait and see kind of what happens with that. Obviously, it's not going to happen overnight. So it could be really good news. And I've seen that as really good positive news as well. Despicable Wombat, in spite of the red, people are still making money. Yes, definitely. You can still make a lot of money. I'm going to have a wee look at ETC just now because I think that's going to go back up. Ethereum Classic is going to do kind of big things. I think it's not a good opportunity to buy just now for ETC. Well, probably is if we're on a 5-minute chart. 243,000. It's up to 248,000 just now. I think ETC is going to shoot back up. Depending on what the Bitcoin price does, if it stabilizes from here and goes back up a wee bit, then ETC could shoot back up from here. And that's what I'm kind of looking to do. But I'm in Pundi X just now with trading money. So I'm going to have to look at other ways to kind of trade as well. Yeah, I think ETC is going to go up. I think that's one of the coins that's going to buck the trend. Kenyibo, selling and accumulating back in on the dips could be considered shorting. No, you're not, because no, it's not shorting. I know what you mean by selling, but it's not considered shorting. It's a different thing altogether. When you're shorting, it's actually going into the market that you're shorting. But I know what you mean. I know you're kind of what you're talking about there. 924 JC standard laddering in still works the best for me rather than putting stop losses. But yeah, that's just my way of trading and not advice. Yeah, a lot of people use that as well. I noticed Data Dash, that's how he kind of does it as well. He kind of ladders in. So if he's going to take a position, he'll maybe take a 25% position in on something. Then when it goes up further, he'll take a 50% position. Then when it goes up further, he'll take another 25% once it hits his kind of targets that he's looking for. And that's a good way to do it. That's a good way to do it when you're laddering in to buy something. But I'm just kind of all or nothing. I'm probably not a good trader from that point of view. I'm kind of all or nothing when it comes to trading. I'm either in or I'm out. So, but that is a good way to ladder in as well. So I'd check out kind of Data Dash. There's others on YouTube that you can do that as well with. And it's probably a better way to actually trade. But I'm just all or nothing when it comes to trading. Was there something else I was going to show you? We'll just have a wee look at what's happening with Pundi X just now. 38 million sell wall, 102 million buy wall. Just refresh that, make sure it's up to date. Yeah, it is 38 million. So I need to wait and see what happens with Pundi X. So who's the biggest loser is OST, obviously, because that shot up by about 200% yesterday. So that's obviously that was going to come back down. WPR is down another 20%. Starting to climb back up now though. So these are going to be good opportunities to get in. If Bitcoin stabilizes from here at 6,500 and goes up a wee bit, then there's going to be good opportunities for trading. And kind of bottom fishing is going to be good as well. We kind of spoke about this last week. When you just see the coins that have really kind of tanked to the bottom. Yo-Yo was up quite big, so was Chat, so was Poet, so was Request Network as well. Yeah, because they kind of spiked up. Monetha had spiked up as well. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for these to bounce back. So watch the bounce back for a lot of tokens. You can make a lot of money there as well if you're trading. Okay, last few comments. I think that's it just now. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for just now. So just be careful when you're trading out there just now. I was going to suggest not to trade, but I'm a trader kind of by nature anyway, so I'll be looking for opportunities to get back in, probably looking at the 5-minute and the 15-minute charts instead of the 1 hour, because we're going to see a lot of bounce back, I think. Methinks. So yeah, Ethereum Classic, still like the look of that for a bounce back. EST, so just be looking at opportunities for the bounce back and just see kind of what happens. BitShares, that kind of looks good for a bounce. Look at the drop on that, 2301 and 2, so that could bounce back as well. But if we look at the bigger picture, yeah, definitely there's going to be a lot of opportunities for bounce backs for trading. So probably won't be calling a lot today, if any, at all in the group, because obviously look at the 1 hour chart and it's going to take a long time for the likes of BitShares to come up and actually cross the 1 hour chart again. But 5 minutes and 15 minutes is going to be a good one to kind of trade if you're actually trading. Neblio, so cheap. And just look at NAS just now. Just last one before we go. Oh, no, it's nebulous. Yeah, 3420, the kind of lowest it's been for a long time. In fact, nearly its all-time low, Neblio. So we'll just look at, that's a macro view. Look at it on the micro view. It's still not ready for coming back up just now. But yeah, coins like these are going to represent good opportunities to get in on the bounce. So just have a look out for that. Maybe look at the one, you could even look at the 1 minute chart if you're trading as well. So even on a 1 minute chart you can see when to get out, the crossover, and when to get in. So on the 1 minute chart, oh, that's had a spike up as well. And see what you could have made, 4%. And that's just trading on a 1 minute chart, which a lot of people would think, oh, you can't trade on a 1 minute chart, but you can actually trade on a 1 minute chart, especially in this kind of market. If you're in and out for 1, 2, 3%, that's all you need. I think that's what Mike does, one of our admins. He's looking for a 1% gain, but he's looking for 4 coins to give him a 1% gain. And in this market, on the bounce backs, you're going to get a lot of opportunities for 1, 2, 3% gains. And that's all we're looking for, really, to build up our BTC position as well. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for just now. Hopefully you have a brilliant day trading if you're trading, or kind of pick up some kind of bargains as well. But be careful, look at the Bitcoin price. It might still go down further, which is going to bring the alts down further as well. So just be careful and check that as well. Always check the Bitcoin price before you go into a trade. And until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.